Hey guys, it's Joe from the Data Phantom, and in this tutorial we're going to continue on from the last tutorial where we left off on the CAPTCHA series, in which I'm going to show you how to create your own CAPTCHA for your website. So let's continue where we left off last time. So last time we left off basically declaring all the methods inside the CAPTCHA class, and this time we're going to implement those methods and we're gonna basically code them. So it's a functional class. Right now it's not functional, it doesn't basically do anything. So let's get started with that. Okay, so first let's build a session start function, and remember I told you that we are gonna store the code, the CAPTCHA code, in a session. So let's get this. So if not isat session. So basically what this is doing is, if the session is not started, then we start the session. Because if you call session start twice, it's gonna give you an error. So that's why we're preventing this. By doing this, we're preventing that from happening. And in this set font, remember we're embedding the font here. We're gonna call self font equals self CAPTCHA. Okay, so basically this is gonna be the font file name, and the font file name is gonna be the same as the CAPTCHA variable, which is underscore CAPTCHA underscore. So let's create the file. Okay, so handle equals fopen. So you might be saying, how can you be opening a file that does not exist? But we're gonna, the second argument of it is w plus. W plus means is what w plus is basically means that if the file does not exist, create the file. If the file exists, put the pointer on the beginning of the file and write the rest of write the content that you're passing in to the file. So it basically overwrites the file if it exists. So f write first argument handle, second argument the content. So this is base64 encoded, so we have to decode it into the base 64 underscore decode, and then clippings. Oops, something wrong here. There you go, 2 P's. There you go. And then always don't forget to close the resource. Okay, this is good. And then what we're going to return here is self font. So we're basically returning the file name of this font. So essentially what that's going to do is just return underscore CAPTCHA underscore. It's going to return this, or just since we're assigning that to this. So this get random, basically the purpose of this is to return a random lowercase letter, capital letter, or random number from 0 to 9, random digit. So we're going to accomplish that by having a variable. I'm going to call it type, and I'm going to use that random function. It's going to be from 0 to 2. 0 is included and 2 is included, so essentially we have 3 values on it. and then we're gonna use a switch case statement type, then case 2 break, and then I'm gonna call it variable random equals, and then PHP has a good function that is called char, CHR, that you pass basically a decimal and it will return the ASCII value with that decimal. And to do that, we can go to ASCII-table.com, and we can see that A is from 65, capital A, from 65 to 90, and lowercase a is from 97 to 122. Okay, so hopefully we don't forget that, and we put CHR and then rand. I believe it was 65 and 90, case 1 colon break, and then we're gonna put the default. There's no point on putting case 0 default. Okay, so random equals CHR and then rand, and I forgot, but we can go back. Okay, 97 to 122. Good. Let's minimize this. 97 to 122. Okay, that's good. And then here you might say, well, you can use char 2, but why use 2 functions? You can just use one. It's going to be faster. Random equals rand 0 to 9. That's good enough. And then we're going to return random. Okay, that's good. And then I had done a little mistake here. Length, because we want to generate a code based on the length that you pass in. So let's get this going. I'm gonna make a loop. Let's put I equals 0, I less than length, and then I plus plus. I may be saying, wow, that's going to loop 1 less than length, because if this is less than length, then it's not going to reach length. But remember, looping's in 0, so we're counting 0, 1, 2, so that's 1 additional. Okay, so now let's put code, then dot period equals, and then self colon get random. Okay, and let's instantiate code, otherwise we'll get an error. Code equals null. Okay, and remember I told you that we were gonna store this in a session, so let's session, and session is an array, so this is gonna be self CAPTCHA. So essentially it's gonna store with the key underscore CAPTCHA underscore equals code, and then we can return code, and we're doing this session here, but we probably haven't started the session, so let's put self session start. Okay, that's good. And remember this character width that we used, the width of the document is of the image is basically based on how many characters you pass in. So let's put self, let's set the width value, update it basically, equals to the length times self character width. So hopefully this is the same variable name. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. So now let's continue with this thing. This get width is basically going to return self get width, self that width, and return self the height. Forgot the dollar sign. Okay, and then the get code is gonna return session self CAPTCHA. It's gonna return that. Okay, let's see this. It's looking pretty good. So I guess we can continue with the rest of the stuff. Let's continue on the image function. That is gonna be the longest function, the longest method to build, because it's actually the one that's gonna generate the image. So first, let's get the code. Random code that we generated equals self generate code, and then the length that we're gonna use is, let's say, 6, and then let's set the font self set font. Okay, so what this is gonna do, self set font is gonna go to this function set font, and then it's gonna basically create that font file. Actually, here we didn't need to basically return anything. It could just be a void, but it doesn't matter. So let's get started with this. So since we want to embed, return the image, basically the image source, so we're gonna use ob start. Okay, so we're gonna use the ob start in order to get basically the cache. We're gonna stop the buffering of the image, and then we're gonna assign it to a variable and then return. So let's continue with this, and then I'm gonna put image equals image true color, and then self get width, comma, self get height. Okay, so this is going to create an image of this width and this height. And remember, we have the output buffering started, so basically we're from here, everything that goes to the basically it's gonna go to the output or the screen. It's gonna be stored in it's gonna be cached, kind of. So let's declare two basic colors that we're probably gonna use, or just one. We're gonna use just this color, white, and then image color allocate a color for this image, and the color is gonna be 255, 255, 255, which is white. So I was thinking about using black, but actually we're not gonna use black. Or I don't know, maybe the random colors that we're gonna generate are gonna produce black, but I don't know. Let's fill the image, the background of the image, with a white background. So image filled rectangle image, starting coordinates 0, 0, self get width, these are the end coordinates, self get height, and then color white. Okay, good. So now in order to randomize this a little bit, we're gonna add a bunch of dots on the screen, and then I say we put like around 20 to I don't know, a couple of thousands of dots. So for dot equals 0, dot is less than, let's put 22,000. 22,000, yeah, sounds kind of good. And then dot plus plus. There's a lot of dots on the screen. And remember, the dots need a color, and the color here in this case we're going to use RGB, one for red. Then we're going to duplicate this, Control D, remember, and then Control D. So you may be saying, this guy is crazy, why he's doing that? Okay, I'm going to use random from 0 to 255. Actually, we don't need this. Duplicate it twice, and we got 3 RGB, so that helped me to save some time there. So the dot color, dot underscore color, is gonna be image color allocate image RGB. So basically we're allocating a color for each dot. So the color of the dots are gonna be kind of dynamic. Yeah, kind of. Gonna be very random. So we need coordinates for this. So x1 is gonna be rand from 0 to self get width. So basically, from anywhere from the beginning to the start of the image, we're gonna put random dots, and then we have y1, which is rand from 0 to the height of the image. Get height. Okay, that's good. And then we need the endpoint for the dot, or for the line that we're going to draw, because we're actually going to draw a line. So let's do x2. Yeah, we can put x2 or xn or something, but x2 is short, so it's good. So x1 plus 1. So what that is going to be 1 pixel to the right of x, and then y2 is going to be y1 plus 1. It's going to be 1 pixel higher than y1, and then we're going to put image line image, and then start of the line x1 height, I mean starting vertical position 1, ending horizontal position x2, and then vertical condition position y2, and then dot color, actually it's dot underscore color. Okay, so that's good for that. And then what we're gonna do here is do another loop, which would basically add all the letters to the screen. So, well, let's first check this out that this is working. So let's do image png image, make sure we don't have any errors, and then we have to remember, after you call image.png, you have to call image destroy, image destroy, and image. So now let's get the output buffer source, oops, not course, source equals output buffer ob underscore get contents. So this is going to get everything that has been outputted to the screen, and then we're going to clean the buffer or flush the buffer, ob, and actually not flush, clean. And then here what we're going to do after the image has been generated, we can actually eliminate the temporary file that we created. So unlink, and then self fonts. Remember, the file that we created, it's the file name is stored in self.font in the font field. So actually the only thing we need to do is actually return the source of this image, base64 encoded. So return, and remember I showed you this last time, it's data colon image and then / type of image png, and then we can put semicolon base64 comma, and then the base64 encode, and the base64 encode is base64 encode. Now what do we need to encode? We need to encode the source. Okay, that looks good, so let's give it a test. So here we have index, and we don't need this anymore, so we're gonna do img src equals, and then this is what we need. Use a shorthand for PHP print. Okay, so hopefully this is working. Well, let's see what happened here. Inspect element, yes. What's going on here? Base source, nothing. Something is going on here, so let me see what's going on. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Currently nothing shows up, so let's go back here, here too. Let's delete this from the source, the image. Let's see what error we get. Let's put it after here. Okay, so let's refresh and see what we get. Oh, line 24 and line 78. So let's see what's going on here. So Control G, 24. Why is that? It's defined. I don't get it. Undefined variable anonymous clippings in 24. I don't get it. going on here. So I don't know, let's go to the next error, that's the fatal error. 78. Oh, image true color, of course that's not a function. Create. How come you guys couldn't tell me that? Yes, you have told me that, so I don't embarrass myself doing this. Okay, so undefined variable name anonymous clippings in line 24. I don't get this. Anonymous clippings. Anonymous clip. Oh, there you go. See, capital L, lowercase l. Okay, that's good. Okay, and this is what we should be able to get. Okay, so let's bring this back here. Let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, that's pretty good. You see that the background is full of dots, random dots. So it randomizes basically everything. So that's good because we make it hard for the crawlers to detect anything on it. Okay, so let's go back to here. Now what we're gonna do here is loop through each character of the string of the code in order to display each character at a time. Okay, so we're gonna go to, okay, I would like to say that we're gonna go from each character at a time in order to separate them, otherwise they'll be too close together and we want to use the whole space that we have available. So let's actually do a for loop, then start equals we're gonna start at let's say, okay, I'm gonna put -6 here because we have 6 characters, and then start is less than 0. Okay, you might say this is really weird, and then start ++, and then close that. Or actually, you know what, since we have -6 here and we also have 6 here, I'm gonna make a new variable. I'm gonna put character count equals 6, or yet let's put length equals 6, and then here we put length. And this is gonna help us if we change length here, it's gonna change there, and it's gonna change here at the bottom. Oops, where did it go? Length. Okay, that's good. So let's put color equals image color allocate image, and then here we're gonna also do RGB, but we actually can just pass it through here. So rand that's RGB. Okay, and what we're doing here is basically we want like dark colors. So we're gonna put from 0 to half of 255, so more or less around half of it, 177. So we only want dark colors. We don't want white or anything like that. So 0 to 177. Oops. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna get the character equals sub str, oops, sub str, and then basically we're getting characters from the back. So code start, and then 1. We're getting one character, oh, half numlock unpressed, one character at a time basically. So let's get the X position of it. It's gonna be start +6, so we're basically kind of offsetting it. So start +6 times self character width. We've got this, okay, and then y equals rand self get height. It's a method, and then we're gonna offset it kind of in the middle, try to make it kind of in the middle, but from -20 pixels. So the maximum it could be away from the bottom will be 20 pixels to self get height at 10 pixels. So the furthest it can be away from the bottom is 20 pixels, and the furthest that it can be, the closest that it can be to the bottom is 10 pixels. So image ttf, and here is where the font that we created previously, that we embedded previously here, comes into play. Image ttf text, I forgot that, then image, then font size is self font size, oops, not these, font size, and then the rotation is going to be 0, start is going to be x, start x position is going to be x, start y position, coordinates is going to be y, then going to be color, and font is going to be self font. This self font contains the font file name for the font that we created temporarily. And then what do we want? Character. Okay, let's check. Okay, that's good. Okay, so it looks good. So now see, we are unlinking the file down here. We created the file on top here. This creates the file. This set font creates the file. Here we unlink it. We'll link it after the image has been created. Otherwise, we'll get an error. So after the image has been created, we unlink the file, and it should work really good. So let's save this and let's test it out. Okay, so we saved it. So let's check it out. Oh, good. We're getting something, but still, well, it's actually really hard for a human to understand too. So let's decrease the number of dots that we have in the background. So from 22,000, it's probably 2,000. So let's refresh that, and it's really more easy to understand. Okay, that's good. So now let's test out the functionality of it. So let's build a form here. Form, then duplicate this, and then you also have a good functionality here that you press Control and Shift, and you click, you press the down arrow, and it actually moves that thing down. Let's close the form tag, and then method gonna be post. We're gonna put any action because it's gonna automatically default to it. So input type equals text, name equals code, and then let's also duplicate this. I'm going to do something similar to it. Type submit, value equals check. Okay, that's good. So let's refresh this and see what we get. Okay, so we don't have any labels, or it's not pretty, but it should be able to check our stuff, our code, to see if it validates. So let's check now. If is set post code, actually need to put this in quotes, if post code equals CAPTCHA get code, then we would echo good, otherwise else would echo bad. Okay, and let's echo a break line here, so it creates a new line on top. Okay, so hopefully this will work. So let's refresh this. Oops, something wrong here. Oops, there's not a colon, it's semicolon here. Okay, good. So I believe that's an L. No, that's a 1. MX, AX. By the way, this is case sensitive. Capital A, lowercase ax, then lowercase t. So let's check this out to see. I believe that we got it right. So let's check it out. Bad. Oops, I got it bad. So hopefully let's get the. Whoops. What was that? Is that good? Can be possible. 37 F I 39. Bad? How could it be bad? US 8 NS H. Bad. Oh. Something is going on here. Something is wrong here. So let's actually check it out. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what's wrong here. Actually see what this is. Well, first of all, let's see if this actually works. So let's echo the code first. Now let's refresh this. Continue. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. We're not getting anything. So we have to check the code here. Return session self captcha. Oh, okay. You know, I think this is what's happening. We forgot this. Self session start. See, that's very important. Forgot that. Continue. Okay, and there we get it. Okay, that's good. That's really good. You might say, wow, that's not the same thing that appears, but it's actually what appeared previously. So that's what makes sense. So let's actually get back here and let's take this out. See the importance of initializing the session, and that method also, it's good because we're initializing the session when you submit the form, and then we're also initializing the session once we recreate this code. So if we would have had those two sessions started, then we would have a problem. So GMMCD9. So we should be able to get it correct. Oops, bad. Got it bad. So let's check it out. BC5BR2. Hopefully we got it right. What's going on here? We're not getting it right. JRJPA7. How many characters we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6. That's JRJPA7. Wow, finally one good. So let's try one more time. X4B951. Let's cross the fingers and good again. And let's put nothing here. Bad, bad, bad. Let's do this one finally. FE, capital, lowercase j. Is that V capital? I'll say that's V lowercase. 7. And then B as in boy. Oops, bad. Oh, one more time. Sorry guys for keeping you here. But B47. I mean, if you want, you can quit right now. W9. Hopefully this is right. Oh no, it's not good. Y9. This I had to get it one more time, guys. Sorry for this. 2NQ. That's right. Good. So guys, hopefully you like this tutorial and it will be helpful for you when you're building your own website and you need your own customized CAPTCHA to appear. So hopefully you liked it. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep track of my future videos and tutorials. Be also sure to follow me on Twitter at Digital Phantom, and also like my Facebook page. It's also Digital Phantom, so you have more ways to interact with us. And see you next time.